Hi everyone, this is Colleen Gomez with 22 Squared. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about analytics and how we'd like to see the account set up with some best practices. I'm going to dive on here into the admin section. This is where we're going to review a lot of the items today within the setup. In the admin section, you'll find things that are related to the overall account, the property, which is essentially the website that's linked there, as well as the IP view, or the different views. Right here we've got the IP filtered view turned on. Over here under the account, I'd encourage each of you to look at the users that have access to your account. Oftentimes we'll provide view-only access to different partners that we've tested out marketing strategies with that maybe shouldn't have access anymore. So in here you can manage those permissions, turn people on and off, and make sure that they've got the right level of permission as well. Another important feature is as we set up this account, we want to make sure that we've got it linked to our AdWords account. This is important because the goals that you have set up in analytics can then be pushed to AdWords, and AdWords will go ahead and machine learn to try to accomplish those goals. Right here you can see which accounts, AdWords accounts, are linked. So if you're using multiple providers or different people that are driving AdWords accounts, they should be linked under here. You can see as you dig in the CID number for the one that's linked, and you can see what views you've gone ahead and linked that account to. So this is where you're allowing this view within analytics to see the AdWords results. One thing to note is that in your AdWords account, you'll have to set up your phone call tracking directly in there. You cannot do it through analytics and push it back through. And in AdWords, the recommendation is that you set up any phone calls that are coming from any interaction with your website so that we're measuring to that. As we come back here, you can also take a look at some of the audience definitions that you have set up. In here, what your audience is essentially a tool that you can use to build out a Google audience. And in here, you can market using that audience. As you can see here, this dealer has all users, Camry, Corolla, new cars, RAV4, returning visitors, service, Tacoma, Tundra, used cars. In some markets, we're seeing the CHR be a predominant vehicle, as well as some of the SUVs, the 4Runner, Highlander. So in this case, I'd make a recommendation that we add in additional core vehicles and we build out audiences where appropriate. Then as we come over here, it's important that we set up the right goals. So what are the things that we want to look at? This dealership currently is tracking the contact us, phone call, and then a SMART goal that's set up. So I'd say right here in the past 7 days, we haven't had anybody contact us or any phone call generated. We'd want to take a look at that and make sure that's reading correctly. We know that about 26% of people that purchased a vehicle in the past 6 months filled out a lead form. So definitely encourage everyone to take a look at their VDPs, their SRPs, any of the lead forms that you've got on your website, and make sure that they're included in here for tracking. In addition to that, we should take a look at VDP page views, SRPs, the time customers are spending on site. Have a key metric that's maybe 3 minutes or more spent on site. We're going ahead and putting a goal value set to that. The chats that are generated, as well as text messages, contact us forms, scheduling appointments, scheduling test drives, as well as getting directions or locating the dealership. Each of your providers may have their own secret sauce or different goals that they'd like to track to, but the good news is that you can include all of those. So making sure that you've got some of the core ones that you want to track in addition to the ones that they see are going to be important. Next thing I take a look at is the filters. Setting up filters is extremely important because you want to make sure that you're measuring the traffic that's actually your user traffic. You can exclude the IP address of your dealership, knowing that oftentimes people are searching from the dealership's IP from the people who work there, or your advertising agency who's hopefully shopping your website often, as well as your corporate office who may be looking at your pricing strategies. Well, anyone outside the US. We know that those traditionally are not our shoppers unless you're in a very unique environment. So we want to only capture the shoppers that are coming from the US to rule out any funny bot traffic that might be coming in. Well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to either myself or anyone else in the 22 Squared Field team.